At the end of the day, mixed martial arts fighters are regular people like us who enjoy hobbies of their own outside of fighting. Ever wondered what some of your favorite fighters are doing when they're not putting it all on the line in a cage? Well, today I want to run you through a list of unusual hobbies from some of the best fighters we've seen. First one is Ben Askren's obsession with disc golf. The NCAA Division I national champion became absolutely hooked to the sport of disc golf by the time he was in college. Ben would even place second at the 2011 United States Amateur Disc Golf Championship before making the full-time transition to mixed martial arts. Askren took a break from serious competition in disc golf to focus on what became a successful run in MMA. Now that he's retired from fighting, Ben has more time for things like disc golf charity games or even fun matches with some of the best in the sport like Paul McBeth. Fun fact, Ben Askren even has his own backyard disc golf course appropriately named Funky Farms. Brandon Moreno collects Legos. Much like his fighting ability, former UFC flyweight champion Brandon Moreno's obsession with Legos is no joke. Brandon designed a room in his house specifically for his Lego collection and Funko Pop figures. The actual company even gifted Moreno a replica of his UFC title made completely out of Lego pieces before his fight at UFC 270. Interesting enough, Moreno's team reached out to Lego in hopes of some sort of sponsorship deal, but the company declined as they felt Moreno's fanbase was just too old. Cowboy Cerrone is a cave diver. Since earning a certification in high school, cave diving became just another dangerous hobby of many for UFC Hall of Famer Donald Cowboy Cerrone. Cave diving is basically where scuba diving and cave exploration merge as one. You dive into deep waters to explore underwater caves, which is even more life-threatening than it sounds. Speaking of life-threatening, Cowboy told an absolutely hair-raising story on the Joe Rogan Experience in which he nearly lost his life in a dark underwater cave in Cozumel, Mexico. A crazy story if you haven't heard it already. George St. Pierre studies dinosaurs. George St. Pierre is certainly an interesting guy when it comes to some of the stuff he's into. The welterweight GOAT has a deep obsession and knowledge of dinosaurs, so much to the point where during his UFC hiatus, GSP met with paleontologists at fossil sites all over the world. Rubbing shoulders with these experts of prehistoric creatures made George realize that the paleontology life was really not suited for his impatient tendencies, according to him, of course. If you really want a glimpse of George's fascination with dinosaurs, check out a UFC press event where he would list off some of his favorites in a very impressive fashion. Honestly, like the guy knows his stuff when it comes to dinosaurs. Ronda Rousey is addicted to World of Warcraft. So maybe playing video games isn't unusual, certainly not for me. I just did not expect Ronda Rousey to be the biggest World of Warcraft fan that I've ever seen. During her time on set of the movie Expendables 3 in Bulgaria, Ronda took a huge liking to the World of Warcraft game in her downtime. Funny enough, she was also on set for the movie Furious 7, where she found herself playing with World of Warcraft superfan Vin Diesel. Ronda loves the game so much to the point where she got her husband, former UFC fighter, of course, Travis Brown. She got him hooked to it. She got her kids hooked to it. I mean, she got them all hooked to the point where they would all play together as a team at home. Like, it was a legit thing for them. Ronda even celebrated the 15th anniversary of World of Warcraft with Ben Schultz, voice actor of the character Leroy Jenkins.
Oh my God, Leroy Jenkins!
Yeah, exactly.
Tyron Woodley's journey into the music industry began roughly 4 years ago. The former UFC welterweight champion released his first single rap music video titled Money and the Love in August of 2019. Woodley would then famously announce a rap single named I'll Beat Yo Ass featuring Wiz Khalifa after his first title defense at UFC 228 against Darren Till. Woodley would go on to make more music and even form a band alongside artist T-Dub-O. Perhaps the funniest part of Woodley's entire rap venture includes a remake of the song Old Town Road for the 2019 World MMA Awards. The song featured MMA legend Dan Henderson. Yes, you heard that right, Dan Henderson. Luke Rockhold is a model. As Luke Rockhold's MMA career would begin to wind down, his modeling career began to flourish. His resume as a professional model included becoming the face of Ralph Lauren's Polo Blue fragrance and even modeling in New York Fashion Week. Upon winning the UFC championship, Rockhold met with modeling agent Jason Kanner in 2016. Kanner had experience dealing with a UFC fighter already when he worked with former fighter and model Alan Jouban. From that point on, the two would begin working together in what would become a very successful venture for Rockhold. Anything on this list surprise you? If there's any MMA fighter that you know of with unusual hobbies, feel free to let me know in the comments. In the meantime, like, subscribe, and we will catch you for the next one.